Good morning, students. Today, in this lecture, we will discuss about some numerical problems on amplitude and frequency modulation systems. During our numericals, we will also discuss about some basic parts of our modulation system. As we have taken from problem number one, so that is a modulating signals MT 10 cos 2 pi into 10 to the power 3t is amplitude modulated with a carrier signals. So that is equal to CT 50 cos 2 pi 10 to the power 5t. So we have to calculate the modulation index, carrier power, power required for transmitting the amplitude modulation. So first of all, we have seen here that what about the modulating signals. So first of all, if you are talking about the standard equations of our, if you have to give a standard equation, so that is equal to mt, that is equal to am cos 2 pi fmt. So if we are discussing about the basic parts of, so am indicate the maximum amplitude of your modulating signals, and fm indicate the frequency of your modulating signals. So from here we can calculate what about the fm. So fm is the basically frequency of our modulating signals, and when we compare our equations which I have given in our numerical problems with the standard equations, so we can see that am is equal to 10 and fm that is equal to 10 to the power 3 hertz, and that is equal to 1 kilohertz. So our modulating signal is equal to the 1 kilohertz. Now same thing will happens when we are moving towards the equation of our carrier signals, that is equal to the 50 cos 2 pi 10 to the power 5t. So again we have to taken the standard equation of carrier signal, so that is equal to AC cos 2 pi fct, where AC is the maximum amplitude of our carrier signals and Fc is the frequency of carrier signals. So again we will compare both the equations with standard equations, so we can calculate the different parameters. So here we will see that amplitude of our carrier signals will be equal to AC, that is equal to 50 volt. Okay, and now we will move to the frequency. How much the your frequency? So that is equal to the 10 to the power 5 hertz, means 100 kilohertz. Now, in numericals we have to calculate the modulation index, and modulation index that is equal to amplitude of modulating signals upon amplitude of carrier signals. So already we have to calculate the am and AC, so we can put the value of am and AC, that is equal to 10 upon 50. So here if we are talking about this one, so that is equal to zero point 0.2. So this is the modulation index which we have to calculate. Now what will happens? Value of modulation index is 2 and percentage of modulation index is 20%. So formula for carrier power. So now you have to calculate the carrier power. So now basically what will happens, if we are modulated our modulating signals with the carrier signals, so there are two sidebands are generated, upper sideband and lower sidebands, and all the informations are contained in these sidebands. And if we are talking about the carrier signals which is also transmitted with the sidebands power, so that carrier power will carry the two-thirds of power. So there is basically wastage of power in carriers when we are using the carrier signals or carry our carrier signals along with our sidebands. So there is basically carrier power PC, that is equal to AC square by 2R. So where R indicate the resistive value. So you can that is a standard value, and that is basically equal to the 1 ohm. So from here you can calculate your carrier power PC, that is equal to 1250 watt. Therefore carrier power PC is 1250 watts. We know the formula. If you have to know the carrier signal and if you know the modulation index, then what about the total transmitted power? So total transmitted power PT, that is equal to PC 1 plus mu square by 2. So where mu is the modulation index, and we have already calculated the modulation index, and that is equal to the zero point 0.2, and carrier power that is equal to 1250 watts. So by using these two, putting these two values in formula, we can calculate the total power. So this is the power required for transmitting the AM wave is 1275 watts. So this is the total power which we are using for transmitting our signals. Now we will see about the problem number 2. So we can see here that there is a combined modulated signals you have to give, and that is equal to 21 plus zero point 0.8 cos 2 pi into 10 to the power 3t cos 2 pi into 10 to the power 5t. So we have to calculate the carrier power, total sideband power and bandwidth of our amplitude modulated signals. So first of all, you have to compare your equation with the standard equations. And what about your standard equations? So if we are talking about the standard equations, ST that is equal to AC 1 plus mu cos 2 pi FMT cos 2 pi FCT. So here that is basically combination of modulating signals and carrier signals. So you can see, so now as we have to compare these standard equations with our basic equations, so we can see that what about the amplitude modulation? In amplitude modulated signal, what about the amplitude of your carrier signals AC? So that is equal to 20. What about the point 8? When we compare these equations with the standard equations, so we can see here that this is a modulation index and that is equal to zero point 0.8, and 2 pi 10 to the power 3t that is equal to fm, that is a modulating signal frequency, and if we are talking about the carrier signal frequency, that is equal to 10 to the power 5. So by comparing the above two equations, we will find out what about the carrier signal. So that is AC that is equal to 20 volts. We are talking about the modulation index mu that is equal to zero point 0.8. Modulating signal frequency FM that is equal to 1000 hertz, and frequency of carrier signals that is equal to 2 FM, 2 into 10 to the power 5. So we can also calculate our carrier signal frequency. So now what about the switching to the formula PC? AC square upon 2R. So if you want to calculate the carrier power, so you have to know about the PC. So what about the PC? PC is the power which is carried by the carrier signals, and formula for it that is equal to AC square by 2 into R. So R is generally we assume it as a 1 ohm and substitute the value of AC in above formula. So you can put the value of AC because you have to given the value of AC that is equal to 20 volt. So that is the when you have put the value of AC, so you can calculate the accurate value of our carrier power. Now you have to given the carrier power, yeah, you have to calculate the carrier power 200 watt. Now what will happen here to sideband power? The total sideband power is PSB that is equal to PE mu square by 2, and PC and mu values in the second formula. And now PSB that is equal to 200 into whatever the modulation index divided by 2. So this is the basic formula sideband power. So first of all, you have to calculate the carrier power. Now you have to calculate the sideband power, the total sideband power. So that is equal to PC mu square by 2. So PC is the carrier power, mu is the modulation index. So if you are talking about the bandwidth, so by using the formula PC mu square by 2, so what will happen here? PC that is the carrier power, you have to given zero point 0.8, you have to already given the modulation index. So by using these two values, we can calculate the sideband power. And what about the bandwidth? So if you are talking about the bandwidth, so bandwidth is equal to the upper sideband minus lower sideband. So what about the formula for upper and lower? FC plus FM minus FC minus FM. So if we are calculating the bandwidth of our amplitude modulated signals will be equal to the 2 FM. So what about the FM? So if that FM is the modulating signals frequency, and that is 1 kilohertz. So then we can calculate the bandwidth. So this is a numericals in which we have to calculate the carrier power, sideband power, and once you have to calculate the carrier power, sideband power, you can also calculate the efficiency of our transmitting stations, or you can also calculate the bandwidth of our system. So there are many parameters which you can calculate with help of the different formulas. So if you have to given the sideband power, means you have the useful power. If you have the only carrier power, this is not useful. This is only help to. What about the carrier power? So this is only used to carry our signals, because if we are talking about the carrier power, okay. So if we not transmit carrier power with our signals, so then what will happen there? You have to again generate the same carrier signals at the demodulator sections, and it is not easy to generate a same phase and frequency carrier signal at the receiver part. So for maintaining or removing these conditions, we have to again generate the same phase and frequency signal at the transmitter sections. We have to pass our carrier signal with our sideband power. So this type of modulation is called as a amplitude modulation. So basically overall amplitude modulation, if we are talking about the general modulation system, so in general modulation system we will transmit the carrier signals with our sideband powers. And at the receiver section, when this type of signal is transmitted, there is no need to generate again phase same phase and frequency signals at the receiver sections. So in this way we will present scenario, what we have to do, we have to use the sideband powers only. So PC and U values in the formula, so by using that you can calculate the bandwidth. Now we will switch to the problem number 3. So here we have seen that carrier frequency f, that is equal to 1 megahertz, with a pack voltage of 20 volt used to modulating signal of frequency 1 kilohertz. So 1 kilohertz your modulating signals and 1 megahertz the carrier's frequency. So find out the following. What about the modulation index mu? AM by AC. So what about the AM and what about the AC? So with pack voltage of 20 volt used to modulate a signal. So basically we are working on the 20 volt signals. Okay. And if we are talking about the signal frequency, that will the peak voltage of 10 volt as you have to given. So you have to given the AM and value of AC. So that will be the ratio of AM by AC. So that is the modulation index mu. So that is equal to 1 by 2 or 0.5. Now you can also discuss about the frequency spectrum, and if we are talking about the frequencies of modulated signals, so that is equal to FC plus FM and FC minus FM. So that is a two spectrum, upper sideband and lower sideband sides. And if you know the value of FC and FM, you can easily calculate the particular band of spectrum which is used for further communication. So that is the 1001 and 999 kilohertz signal. So that is the basic. Now what about the bandwidth? So when you want to discuss about the bandwidth, what about the bandwidth? So bandwidth is basically a difference between upper sideband frequencies and lower sideband frequencies. So according to that, we will calculate the FC plus FM minus FC minus FM, and that is equal to 2FM. So that is the basic frequency deviations. Now we will move to the problem number 4, and that is equal to the, you have to calculate the modulation index. So first you have to given the 10 cos 1800 pi t, 20 cos 2000 pi t, and etc. And you have to calculate the modulation index mu of the given wave. So first of all you have to expression for amplitude modulated signal. So that is equal to AC plus AM cos omega mt cos omega ct. So we have to bring the given wave equations into the known form. So then you can convert these equations into the convenient form. So that is basically 10 cos this and this. So now what is you have to given? We will given the parameter cos A plus cos B. So what is the basic formula of cos A cos B? So that is equal to 2 cos A plus B by 2 cos A minus B by 2. And that is the basic equation. According to that equations, what we have to see in here. So that is basically equal to the, you can see here cos C and cos D. So according to that, we can convert C and D parameter in terms of product form. And that is equal to 2 cos 2000 pi t and cos 200 pi t. So you will add these two values cos C and D, add these values and take the half of this and then calculate the value of that particular part. So in this way, we can represent our modulated signals. So you can see how we can apply the trigonometric formula. What we have to given, the value of y, we have applied it and then we can conclude it. So by comparing the equation, as you have to see, there is a value of this one. So AC is equal to 20 and AM is equal to also 20. So by using the two equations, we can calculate the value of AM by AC. And then modulation index mu, that is equal to AM by AC. So that is the basically ratio of carrier signals upon input signal. So that is equal to 1. Now you can see this part how you can calculate the, so you have to given the find out the frequencies of modulated signals. Let's see here how we can calculate. This is the basic equations, and by using these equations you can compare these equations with your standard equations. So what about the standard equations? Standard equations y, that is equal to AC plus AM cos omega mt cos omega ct. So comparing the equation, you can find out the cos omega mt, that is equal to cos 200 pi. So omega m, that is equal to 200 pi. So that is the f is equal to 100 hertz. So if you are, so by any type of equations, if you have to given the modulated signals, we can calculate the what type of signals you want to transmit. Now similarly, as we have to see here, first of all we have to calculate the modulating signal frequency, modulation index. Now what will happen? That is equal to Fc plus and Fc minus Fm. Means you have to calculate the upper sideband and lower sideband spectrum. So by using the, and then difference to spectrum, that is equal to the band and that is equal to the 2 Fm. So by using the Fm, and we know the Fm modulating signal frequency, and then we can calculate the bandwidth of amplitude modulated signals. So this is our, now we will switch to the problem number 4. And now what is here given? When modulation percentage is 75% and AM transmitter radiates 10 kilowatt power, how much of this is carrier power? So first of all, we have to see when modulation percentage is 75%. So you have to given the modulation index, and AM transmitter radiates 10 kilowatt power, means you have to given the total power. If any questions, if you have to given the transmitted power, what power we are transmitting, so that power is equal to the total power. And now modulation index is 75%, so that is in percentage, so value of m, that is equal to the 0.75. So we have equations, pt, total power pt, that is equal to 1 plus m square by 2 whole of into pc. So pc is the carrier power. So you have to given the PT, you have to given the modulation index. So by using this formula, you can calculate the value of carrier power PC. So that is the PT total, that is equal to 1 plus m square by 2. And by using this formula, you can find out the PC. So what about the carrier signal power? So in this way, we can calculate the carrier signal power. Again, we will move to the another problems, that is the AM transmitter radiates 20 kilowatt power. So it's okay, you have to again given the total power. If modulation index is zero point 0.7, so you have to given the modulation index m, that is equal to zero point 0.7. So again you have to calculate the carrier power. So in this way, either you have to given the modulation index in terms of percentage, or if you have to given the modulation index in normal format, you can calculate the carrier power. Now the total power content of AM signal is 1000 watt. So you have to given the total power content of AM signal, that is the 1000 watt. Determine the power being transmitted at carrier frequency at each side bands when modulation percentage is 100%. So here we have to determine the power. What type of power? Transmitted at carrier frequency and each sideband, means you have to calculate the power at the carrier signals and the sidebands. When modulation percentage, you have to given the 100%. So total power PT, that is equal to 1000 watt. Now again you have to given the modulation index, that is 100%, means m is equal to 1. So now in this way you can calculate the carrier power. So that is the equal to, as usual, we have to already seen in our previous question. So PC, that is equal to, what about the total power upon the modulation index? So put the value of this, because you have to total power, that is equal to 1000 watt, and you have to given the modulation index 100%, means value of m, that is equal to 1. Now you have to calculate the upper sideband and lower sideband power. So we have also given a already formula. We can also derive these equations, how we can calculate. So power in different, in both the sidebands and carrier signals. So that is equal to m square by 4 into PC. So what about the PC? Already you have will calculate the carrier power, and that is the m square. You have given the modulation index, and according to that you can calculate the upper sideband and lower sideband signals. So that is the power which is contained in the both the sideband, upper sideband and lower sideband signals. Again, there is a question. A 500 watt 100 kilohertz carrier signal is modulated to a depth of 60% by modulating frequency of 1 kilohertz. So you have to given the modulating frequency, and what about the modulating signals? Modulating signal is basically a message signals. So you have to given the FM. And if you are talking about the carrier signals, that is equal to 100 kilohertz carrier signal. So now you have to calculate the total power transmitted and what are the sideband components of the AM wave. So first of all, you have to find out the total power, and formula of total power, that is equal to 1 plus m square by 2 into PC. So you can calculate, because you have to given the value of modulation index m, that is equal to 0.6, and the carrier power, that is equal to 500 watt. Already we have to given the 500 watt 80 kilohertz carrier. So means you have to given the carrier power, and that is equal to 500 watt. So in questions everything is hidden, so you have to proper read out that particular questions, and then you have to attempt solve this. So that is the total power transmitted. So then this is the formula in which by using that we can calculate the PT, that is equal to 1 plus m square by 2 into PC. And by using the modulation index, we can calculate the total power PT. If you are talking about the USB upper side band and LSB lower side band, so what will happen here? frequency F at the USB, that is equal to Fc plus Fm, and frequency F at the LSB, lower sideband, that is equal to Fc minus Fm. So these are the two spectra, upper lower sideband and upper sideband spectra, and that is equal to 101 kilohertz, and LSB, that is equal to 99 kilohertz. So this is the. Now we will again switch to the a 400 watt 1 megahertz carrier is amplitude modulated with a sinusoidal signal of 2500 hertz. Okay, so carrier signals, we have to given the carrier signal of 1 megahertz and 400 watt. So what about the carrier signal power? So that is equal to PC, and you have to given the value of PC, that is equal to 400 watt, and the frequency of your carrier signals, that is equal to 1 megahertz. The depth of modulation is 75%, so modulation index is 0.75. Now you have to calculate the sideband frequency, bandwidth and power in the sidebands and total power in modulated waves. So first of all, we have to find out what about the carrier power, and carrier power PC, that is equal to 400 watt, FC, that is equal to 1 megahertz, and FM, that is equal to 2.5 kilohertz, and modulation index is 75%. So if you are talking about the upper sideband frequency, so that is equal to Fc plus Fm. If you are talking about the lower sideband frequency, that is equal to Fc minus Fm. And bandwidth, if you are talking about the bandwidth, that is equal to 2 times of Fm. So we have to given the value of Fm. So by using that value of Fm, we can calculate the bandwidth. And by putting the value of Fc and Fm, we can also calculate the value of upper sideband and lower sideband. So in this way, we don't have the total transmitted power, and we have to calculate the total transmitted power, and by using this formula we can calculate the total transmitted power. So this is the total transmitted power. Now you can also calculate the power in upper sideband and power in lower sideband, and the formula is equal to m square by 4 into pc. So by using these equations, we can calculate the 26.25 watt sideband power. Now again, a carrier of 750 watt 1 megahertz is amplitude modulated by a sinusoidal signal of 2 kilohertz to a depth of 50%. So now calculate the bandwidth, power in sideband and the total power transmitted. So if we are talking about the carrier of 750 watt 1 megahertz, okay, so means frequency is 1 megahertz and carrier signal is 750 watt. So you have to know the PC, and frequency, that is equal to 1 megahertz, and signal of sinusoidal signal of 2 kilohertz is modulated to a depth of 50%. So modulation index m, that is equal to zero point 0.5. Now we have to calculate the bandwidth, power in sideband and total power transmitted. So we can see here F USB upper sideband, that is equal to Fc plus Fm, and FLSB frequency of lower sideband, that is equal to Fc minus Fm. So that is, we can calculate the upper sideband and lower sideband. And what about the bandwidth? Bandwidth is equal to the difference between, what about the difference? USB minus LSB. So from here you can calculate the bandwidth. Now we will have to switch to the total radiated power, and that is equal to 1 plus m square by 2 into PC. So if you have to given the modulation index and carrier power, you can calculate the total power, and after calculating the total power, it is that power which is radiated by that particular antenna. So again, by using the total power, we can also calculate the upper sideband power and LSB lower sideband power, and that is equal to m square by 4 into PC. So you can see here. So again, we will take numerical. Calculate the percentage power saving when one sideband and carrier is suppressed in an AM signal with modulation index equal to 1. So as we have to see that one carrier and one sideband means this is the single sideband suppressed carrier transmission because carrier signal is suppressed and only we are using the one sideband. So here we are working only on the one side band. So according to that, P total that is equal to. So what about the basic equations? That first of all we have to calculate the total transmitted power, and that is equal to the this one 3 by 2 PC, where value of PC at present we don't know. Now we have to see that carrier is suppressed. So here carrier is suppressed means if we are talking about the suppressed carrier, okay. So what about the total transmitted power? So carrier power plus power in the one side band means you will suppress the one side band and carrier signals. So there are two options. So if you are converting your LSB or USB power in terms of PC carrier signals power, then it is very easy to solve this, and by using this, so that is the amount of power saved, how much power you have to save, amount of power. So that is equal to this one. We will use the formula, and that is equal to 83.3%. So this is the modulation index. So now you can calculate this type of numericals. Now again there is a problem, and there is a terms of Emax and Emin. So a sinusoidal carrier frequency of 1.2 megahertz. Okay, so you have to given the carrier frequency 1.2 megahertz is amplitude modulated with a sinusoidal voltage of frequency 20 kilohertz, resulting in maxima and minima modulated carrier amplitude of 110 volt and 90 volt respectively. So first of all, you have to calculate the frequency of lower and upper sideband. So what about the lower sideband and upper sideband? That is equal to Fc plus Fm and Fc minus Fm. Now now you have to calculate the frequency of upper sideband, that is equal to 1220. And now you can calculate the frequency of LSB, that is equal to the 1180. So that is a basically as you have to see 1.2 megahertz is amplitude modulated carrier signal plus 20 kilohertz modulating signal frequency. So by using the Fc plus Fn and Fc minus Fn, we can calculate the upper sideband and lower sideband frequency signals. So this is a both the spectrum. Now there is a formula. If you want to calculate the carrier amplitude EC, that is equal to E max plus E min by 2. And if you want to calculate the EM, maximum value of modulating signals, then that is equal to E max minus E min divided by 2. So these are the two factors, EC and EM, you have to calculate. So by using these formulas, if you have to calculate the modulation index. So what is the modulation index? So basically modulation index is ratio of E max EM is a E max minus E min, that is upon E max plus E min. So we can put the value of max and min by using this formula, and then we can calculate the modulation index. So this is our questions in terms of E max and E min. Means if you have to given the E max and E min value, then you can calculate this one. Now we will little bit switch to the audio frequency signals. You have to given the audio frequency signals. That is the 10 sine 2 pi into 500t is used to amplitude modulate a carrier of 50 sine 2 pi into 10 to the power 5t. So now you have to calculate the frequency of band sidebands. Bandwidth required modulation index of this one, amplitude of each sideband, transmission efficiency, and total power radiated to the load of 600 ohm. So this is a question. So first of all, one by one, we will see audio frequency signal. You have to given. So first of all, you will calculate the FM. What about the value of FM? Okay, and there is also a carrier signal. So you will also calculate the frequency of FC, and after then you will compare your magnitude levels. So that is also equal to different. So by using the upper sideband signals and lower sideband signals, so if you are working on these two, we can calculate the FUSB and FLSB. So by using the LSB and USB, there is a certain 100.5 kilohertz signals and 99.5 kilohertz. So that is the basically range. And what about the bandwidth? If we are talking about the bandwidth, that is equal to 2 into 500 hertz. So that is a basic questions which we have to see here. So we can also audio frequency signal is also used to amplitude modulate the carrier signals of this. So you have to given the amplitude modulation signals, modulating signals, and then you have to given the carrier signals, and then we have to work out on the modulations. If you are talking about the modulation, so there may be frequency spectrum for USB and LSB. That is the separate. And by using this formula, bandwidth equal to 2 FM, we can also calculate the USB and LSB value of that, both the values. So now how you can calculate the efficiency, or what about the modulation index M? So here we are working on the M, that is equal to EM by EC. So here we have to given the EM, that is equal to 10 volt, and EC, that is equal to 50 volt. So according to that, we can calculate the modulation index M, that is equal to 0.2, and that is equal to 50%. Now amplitude, you have to also calculate the amplitude of sideband, that is equal to MEC by 2. So what about the modulation index? What is the EC, and what about the 2? You can calculate the amplitude of sideband. Carrier power, if you want to calculate the carrier power PC, that is equal to EC square upon 2 into R. So now what will happen here? R is the resistance, and EC square. So that is a 2500. So 2.08. So total power PT, that is equal to 1 plus m square by 2 into PC. So PT is equal to, so if you want to calculate the total power PT, so first of all you have to calculate the carrier power PC. Now what about the modulation index M, that is equal to EM by EC. So that is basically 50%. So by using that, we can also calculate the transmission efficiency. So here we will see our transmission efficiency in terms of modulation index. So transmission efficiency, that is equal to m square upon 2 plus m square. So we have to given the value of m, and then we can calculate the efficiency of our transmission system. So now here we will move to the some numericals, objective questions which we have to solve here. We will discuss some numerical problems here. So you can see here a signal of 5 kilohertz frequency is amplitude modulated or a carrier. So you have to given the signals and frequencies of the resultant signals are. So then what about the, you have to given the frequency of resultant signals. So what about the frequency of resultant signals? So here we are talking about the resultant signals, means you have to know the lower sideband, upper sideband, and the carrier signals. Now, second question arises from modulation frequency of an AM radio station is, you have to given the modulation frequency and 10% of carrier wave, and you have to given the, so what is the AM radio station is 250 kilohertz, and which is the 10% of carrier signal. So means 250 kilohertz is the 10% of your carrier signal. So if another AM station approaches you for a license what broadcasting frequency will you have to allot. So then you have to calculate the carrier signals in this. Now there is again a question ki in communication system operating at a wavelength, so you have to given the wavelength and only 1% of source frequency is available as signal bandwidth. So the number of channels accommodated for transmitting TV signals of bandwidth 6 megahertz is that this and this. So that is basically you have to calculate the bandwidth of signals, and in communication signals we have to given the frequency in wavelength. So you can also solve by using the different formulas. Again, there is a question: a signal of frequency 20 kilohertz and peak voltage of 5 volts is used to modulate a carrier wave of frequency 1.2 megahertz. And peak voltage you have to also give. So first of all, you have to given the signal of frequency and peak voltage 5 volt is used to modulate a carrier frequency. So you have to given the modulating signals, you have to given the carrier signals, then you have to calculate the modulation index, frequency bands. What about the frequency bands? Lower sideband and upper sideband signals. Again, we have given a audio signal consisting of two distinct sounds, one human speech signal in frequency band. So you have to given the basic bandwidth of your signals, and there is a high frequency music signal in the frequency band of this hertz to this. Means you have to given the two frequency band. The ratio of AM signal bandwidth required to send both the signals together to the AM signal bandwidth required to send just the human speech. Okay, so you have to calculate the both the signals together, so you have to require the bandwidth ratio of AM signal bandwidth for transmission. If you are talking about the amplitude modulator, so carrier wave, so you have to given the basic equation of your carrier wave, while modulating signal is given by and you have also given the modulating signals. So the value of modulation index and lower sideband frequency, so you can calculate the modulation index and lower sideband frequency. So what about the lower sideband signal frequency? So you can calculate. So first of all, you have to calculate the FC. After then, you can calculate the FM, and then you have to calculate the basic value of LSB and USB. And in this way, you can also given the VM and BC in our given equations. So that is the physical size of transmitter and receiver. Antenna is a communication system. So that is so you can know how we can design a transmitter and receiver station. So the what is the role of frequency in designing the transmitter length of antenna. So you can know the basically length of antenna is lambda by 2 length of antenna. You can design. So by designing the lambda by 2 antenna, so what about the role of frequency? If you have a high frequency, so value of lambda will be less, and according to that you can design your antenna of a physical length. So this is our basic properties. Now we can again see the optical fiber system. So we will know the carrier wave in a modern optical fiber system. So we have to know that there are very high frequency signals we are using for light frequency. So according to light frequency, what about the, so if you are talking about the wavelength, so if your frequency is very high, so your wavelength will be less. So in the range of nanometer. So generally if you are talking about the, so 1500 approximate is the length of your antenna. So in this way we can see that see that what type of problems you have to solve. First of all, we have to know the modulating signal frequency, carrier signal frequency, and what about the modulation index? What is the role of modulation index? How you can calculate the lower sideband frequency? How you can calculate the upper sideband frequency? What is the carrier power? So what is the basic equation of carrier power? So what is the total transmitted power? What is the carrier? What about the sideband power? Then we can also move to the efficiency of a amplitude modulation system, and that efficiency will also given us in the terms of modulation index. So if you have to given the any equation, so by easily by moving towards the step by step, we can calculate the all the parameters of our amplitude modulated signals. So before starting we have to know ki what is the basic role. So first of all we have to know that what amount of powers are accumulated in our LSB and USB. In the questions you have to given the suppressed carrier, or this is a basically amplitude modulator circuits. What type of, if power is total transmitted power means, if you have to given the modulator, amplitude modulator transmit a power means it is amplitude modulator, what type of what amount of power it is transmitted, so that is the total power. So then by using that power we can calculate the carrier signals and so on. So I think if you have to given the any type of numericals on that amplitude modulator, so we can step by step can calculate the all the values of this. So okay, thank you.